All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to biology class. I want to spend a little bit of time talking here about the disclosure statement. Um, so, this is kind of unusual this year in that some of you are in class and I've given you a paper copy of the disclosure statement. Others of you are working online this quarter, and I would invite those people online to go ahead and complete their online version of this and submit it when we're done going over this. I'll show you how to do that as we get to it. Okay, to begin with, you can go to our class Canvas site for updates on anything related to class. And of course, you can access that through the portal. Here is a link for that. We'll take you there. Your parents can also get a portal access so they can check and see what you're doing as well. And I would encourage that for all parents. Biology is a lab fee class. There is a $4 lab fee that's charged in addition to other school registration costs. You can pay for that either in the bookkeeper's office or online at the Kearns High School web store. You're likely to have some fees for some other classes, so you can do them all at once there on that web store. As far as materials you're going to need in class, we're going to be doing most of our things on the Chromebook, but you should always have some paper available, maybe something you can share with your other classes. Pencil or a pen would also be important, but you might also want earbuds or headphones. We are going to be doing a lot of videos and things, and you might want to listen at your own pace and not be distracting other people or be distracted by their videos that they're watching. This is the really strange part. We're doing lots of things to keep ourselves safe as far as the COVID-19 pandemic is concerned. So out of concern for the safety of Kearns High students, staff, and their families, we will limit the spread of COVID-19 by wearing a mask covering both mouth and nose while in the building or when outside in a large group, washing hands for 20 seconds or more when arriving to class, cleaning your desk and chair with sanitizer before leaving class at the end of the period. We're also going to maintain physical distance between seats as much as we can. We're kind of limited in that, but hopefully between these other things and as much physical distancing as we can get, we can be safe. Class norms. You're going to wash your hands at one of our 3 sinks before you're taking your seat. We'll talk about that procedure here in a few minutes, and we'll be doing that next time class meets. You'll want to open your Chromebook and begin working on the self-starter activity. I pointed out what that self-starter activity was today. There will be something on each day's module so you know what it is that you need to do. You're going to respond to the attention signal quickly and listen carefully to instructions. We do lots of different kinds of activities, and so depending on what they are, when we switch from one to the next, I'm going to raise my hand, ask for you to be quiet, probably do a countdown, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, that kind of thing. Jab your elbow partner, let them, if they haven't seen that I'm calling for attention, we'll quickly come to attention and you'll find out what you need to know for our next activity. Please address people respectfully by name, okay? Not just, hey, you, or hey, dude. You want to use their name. That shows that you've paid attention to get to know them a little bit, you know something about them. It's a very respectful thing to do, and I'm going to ask that you learn the names of the people that you work with. Also, use materials only as directed, whether that be your Chromebook or if that's lab equipment, whatever you might be working with. If you have difficulty following any of these basic norms, there are consequences. Repeated or severe misbehaviors will lead to phone calls to parents or referral to the Kearns High administration. Repeated misbehavior may lead to the use of a behavior contract or a schedule change. There are some additional consequences involved with labs. Labs are important learning activities where only appropriate students who behave responsibly and follow lab safety instructions can participate. In addition to consequences described above, the misbehavior during a lab activity has these consequences. The first misbehavior results in the loss of lab privileges for the rest of the period, and the second misbehavior results in the loss of lab privileges for the rest of the term. Alternate work will be assigned. You don't want to get in that situation. There's no reason why you should have to be. Food, please finish meals, snacks, and sodas before coming to class. What that means is we don't eat in class, and in particular, we don't eat in the lab. That's just a lab safety issue. We'll talk about that more later. Okay. You may have water in class in a screw top bottle. Okay. Of course, it's a little awkward to drink water with your mask on, but if you get really thirsty, you can put your mask down, take a drink of water, put your mask back up. Okay. There will be no food or drinks in the lab, and that includes water. Cell phones are an important tool in society today. I depend upon mine. It's in my pocket right now, and I use it for lots of things. They can be a distraction to learning, however, if you're listening to music, playing video games, or watching videos when you're supposed to be focused on a class learning activity. You know, I enjoy listening to music when I work, and we'll talk about that. There's some times when I might say, fine, go ahead and listen to music. Make sure you're wearing your headphones, that kind of thing. But what really doesn't go is someone watching videos or someone playing a video game or someone carrying on a text conversation with someone while they're supposed to be doing things in class. So that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. You'll be asked to put your phone away. If you have a hard time putting your phone away, some other things can happen. Eventually, electronics used in class in ways other than directed by the teacher may be turned over to your grade level principal. And it is inappropriate to record images or conversations of staff members or other students without their permission. So you want to be really careful about that. Chromebook policy. Chromebooks are a key part of what we're going to be doing. You will have one checked out. It must be brought to school fully charged each day. You may only use these devices for purposes as instructed by me. The Chromebooks are your responsibility while you're in your possession. And of course, that's while we're in class throughout the time that it's checked out to you. I assume it's the rest of the school year. And all rules and procedures as outlined in the school-wide electronics use policy are expected to be followed. Students are also expected to follow the Granite District internet use policy, and there's a link to that right here. Failure to follow these guidelines may result in the loss of Chromebook use privileges, fines, or other disciplinary action. And that's really tough to participate in class if you don't have that Chromebook. You really need it. Biology is a proficiency-based learning class, and so your grades will be graded on that scale of 0 to 4. This is how those grades are turned into letter grades. If you are interested, you can see that if you're looking for an A, you need to get that 3.51 average or higher. And we'll talk a little bit about how you can do that. Okay. All assignments will be on a grading scale of 0 to 4, and you'll find more information about that on the Granite District webpage. Some really useful information there. Students will have one or more opportunities to demonstrate proficiency in each standard for the course. These assessments may include verbal explanations, written work, in-class quizzes, and/or class exams. However, the teacher may choose to use any activity they feel allows the student to demonstrate proficiency in one of these assessments. The key thing is that you try. If you show that you're making an effort, you're asking for help when you need it, you are going to be passing the class. And if you have that attitude, you're going to be getting better over time. You will learn more than if you just did enough work to pass and called that good. Citizenship, I'm looking for a really good effort as far as getting assignments in, doing work every day. Things like tardies and absences have the biggest impact on your citizenship. If you have one tardy, you can still get a 4. 2 tardies is a 3. 3 tardies is a 2. 4 tardies or more drops you to a 1. And if you have 2 or more unexcused absences or 3 or more misbehaviors, that would be a 0. The deadline for makeup work for assessments or assignments is Friday of the week before the end of each quarter. Therefore, retaking the assessments for an objective, you must complete some required practice lessons. Here is a lab safety sheet. We will be going over that in more detail as we start to begin to do some activities, but you're going to want to take a look at that. Your parent is or guardian is going to be sign off on that, that you've taken a look at that. Here's a nice note to your parents and some information for them. Please share that with them. And then this final page is a place where you can fill in some information about your parents that I would like to have, particularly since we may be working remotely at least part of the school year. Being able to contact them and contact you is really important. You'll notice that these are active boxes. So if you were to put your name here, for example, okay, let's say Joanne, everybody. Okay, and your class period, don't forget to put that in there. Okay, and then the names of your parents or guardians, their relationship to you, where they would like to be contacted, whether that is a phone number, email address, both would be preferable. Here you want to identify if you have any issues related to lab safety. You can just click on that arrow and drag it where you need it, okay, and leave it there. And then a place for students to sign, for parents to sign. If you are doing this online, you can just type in your names and date in. You will then submit this through a Canvas assignment. Okay, so if there are any questions about that, don't be afraid to send me an email if you're doing this remotely, and those of you in class can ask any questions. Okay, we'll take those here in just a moment.